Hello, and a massive welcome to the Solo English Mastery Podcast, the show dedicated to helping you conquer English on your own terms. I'm David, your host for this journey.
And I'm Sarah. It's fantastic to be back with you all. Today, we are tackling one of the biggest questions we get from learners everywhere.
That's right. The question is, how can I possibly practice my speaking if I don't have anyone to talk to? If you've ever thought that, felt that frustration, you are absolutely not alone.
But here's the exciting news. Practicing alone isn't just a consolation prize. It's a secret weapon. Think about it. Actors, CEOs giving big speeches, even news anchors, they all rehearse alone to sound flawless in public.
Exactly. So if you've been waiting for the perfect partner to magically appear, this episode is for you. We're going to give you a full toolkit of strategies you can start using today, all by yourself, to build incredible speaking fluency.
We'll bust some common myths, dive deep into techniques like thinking in English, shadowing, and using AI, and even talk about the power of listening to your own voice. So get comfortable, grab a notebook, and let's dive in.
All right, before we get into the how, let's clear the air on the why not. Sarah, what's the number one myth you hear about practicing speaking alone?
Oh, it has to be this one. Speaking alone is useless because it's not a real conversation. People think that without the unpredictability of a partner, they're not really learning. But that's like saying a pianist shouldn't practice scales because a concert isn't just scales.
I love that analogy. Solo practice is where you build the muscle memory. It's where you get comfortable forming sentences without the pressure of someone waiting for you. You're building fluency and confidence for the real conversation.
Precisely. It's about making the language automatic. So when you are in a conversation, your brain is free to focus on the ideas, not just scrambling for words.
Myth number 2, and this is a big one. I absolutely need a native speaker to improve.
This one is so pervasive. While chatting with a native speaker is wonderful and beneficial, it is not the only path to fluency. In fact, putting all your hopes on finding one can actually slow down your progress.
Absolutely. With the resources available today, podcasts, movies, YouTube, AI chatbots, you're surrounded by high-quality English input. You can immerse yourself in the rhythm, vocabulary, and sounds of the language every single day without a single native speaker on call.
And let's be honest, not all native speakers are good teachers. We might use slang, speak too fast, or not explain things clearly. Focus on consistent, quality practice, not just the passport of your practice partner.
Now, the third myth is almost a psychological one. Talking to myself is just weird.
Okay, I'll confess it. I talk to myself all the time, planning my day, working through a problem, and yes, practicing a bit of Italian I'm learning. It's not weird. It's productive. The most successful learners give themselves permission to feel a little silly in the pursuit of progress.
100%. It's a sign of dedication. You're taking control of your learning. So let's just collectively agree to let that embarrassment go. Your future fluent self will thank you for it. Now that we've knocked down those myths, let's get into our first powerful technique. And it's one you can do absolutely anywhere, completely silently. Sarah, tell us about thinking in English.
This is the bedrock of fluency, David. If you're always thinking in your native language and translating, there will always be a delay, a disconnect. Fluency starts in your mind. The goal is to make English your default internal language.
That sounds powerful, but also a bit daunting. How does someone even start to do that?
Start incredibly small. You don't need to narrate a Shakespearean play in your head. Begin with your surroundings. Look around right now. What do you see? Computer, desk, coffee cup. The coffee is hot. Sun is shining. Just simple nouns and adjectives.
So it's like being a sports commentator for your own life.
Exactly. He is opening the fridge. He is looking for the milk. Ah, success! The milk is found. It feels silly, but it works. Another great method is to plan your day in English. After this podcast, I will go for a walk. Then I will make lunch.
What if someone tries this and their brain just keeps switching back? They get stuck on a word.
That's completely normal. Don't fight it. If you can't think of the word bookshelf, just think wood, thing, books, and move on. The key is to keep the flow in English. You can also use images. See an apple and just picture the word apple in your head, not the word in your native language.
And consistency is key, right? Maybe set a timer for 2 minutes the first day and just try to maintain that English thread in your thoughts.
Absolutely. It's a muscle. Train it a little every day, and it will get stronger and more natural. This single habit will dramatically reduce your hesitation when you actually speak.
Segment 3, sounding natural, the power of shadowing. Okay, so we're thinking in English. Now let's get our mouths involved. Let's talk about one of my favorite techniques, shadowing. Sarah, what is it?
Shadowing is like being a linguistic parrot, but in the best way possible. It's the act of listening to a native speaker and repeating what they say immediately after they say it, like their echo or shadow. You're not pausing the audio, you're trying to keep up.
And the goal isn't to understand every single word at first, right?
Correct. The primary goal is to mimic the music of the language, the rhythm, the intonation, the stress, the way words link together. You're training your mouth to move in new ways and your ear to hear subtle sounds.
So how should a listener start? What should they shadow?
Start with short clips, 15 to 30 seconds long. Choose something you enjoy. A scene from a favorite TV show like Friends or The Big Bang Theory, a TED Talk, or even our podcast. The most important thing is that you like the speaker's voice.
Any pro tips for the process?
Yes. First, listen to the clip once just to get the gist. Then, try it with subtitles on to connect the sounds to the words. Then, try it with subtitles off, focusing only on the sounds. Don't worry about being perfect. Embrace the messiness. The goal is approximation, not perfection.
And you have to speak out loud, right? Whispering doesn't count.
Definitely. You need to engage those mouth muscles. It might feel exhausting at first. That's how you know you're working new muscles. Just 5 to 10 minutes of shadowing a day can make a noticeable difference in your accent and flow in a few weeks.
Shadowing is fantastic for imitation. Now let's talk about generating your own speech. This is where speaking out loud comes in. This is the crucial step from being a mimic to being a speaker.
This is so important. You can know all the grammar and vocabulary, but if your mouth isn't used to producing those sounds in sentences, you'll freeze up. Let's talk about 3 ways to do this. First, description. Just narrate your actions. I am walking to the kitchen. I am opening the cupboard. I am taking out a green tea bag.
Simple, effective, and it connects English directly to your physical reality. Second, storytelling. Tell a story from your day, from your childhood, or make one up. Yesterday, I saw a very funny dog in the park. It was trying to chase its own tail.
Storytelling forces you to use past tenses, connectors like, and then, so, because, and a narrative structure. It's fantastic practice. And third, our favorite, role-playing.
Yes, this is where you get to play act. Pretend you're ordering at a fancy restaurant. Pretend you're in a job interview answering the question, "Tell me about yourself." Pretend you're asking for directions to the train station.
And you can play both parts, be the interviewer and the interviewee. Be the customer and the grumpy waiter. It's fun, it's low pressure, and it prepares you for real-life interactions. The key is to just start talking and keep going without stopping to correct every tiny error.
Segment 5, leveraging technology, apps and AI. Now, let's bring in the 21st century. Sarah, technology has been a game changer for solo learners, especially with the rise of AI.
It really has. We're no longer limited to just talking to our pets. Now you can have a conversation with an AI chatbot anytime. Apps like ChatGPT, Elsa Speak, or Babbel have features where you can speak aloud and get instant feedback on your pronunciation.
How would you recommend using these tools effectively?
Don't just type, talk. Set a goal. I will have a 5-minute spoken conversation with my AI app about my favorite movie. The AI is endlessly patient. It won't get bored if you need to repeat yourself. Use it to practice specific scenarios like, help me practice for a job interview in English, or let's have a debate about climate change.
It's like a 24/7 language tutor in your pocket. The feedback on pronunciation is huge because it gives you objective data on what you need to work on, something that's very hard to judge by yourself.
And that leads us to a classic technique that is now easier than ever, recording yourself. Everyone has a smartphone with a voice memo app.
This one can be cringeworthy, I won't lie. Hearing your own voice is strange for everyone, but it's one of the most powerful tools for improvement. Why? Because you become your own teacher. When you're speaking, you're focused on what to say. When you listen back, you can focus on how you said it. You'll hear hesitations, grammar mistakes, and pronunciation errors you didn't notice in the moment.
Try this. Read a paragraph from a book aloud and record it. Listen back. Then find an audiobook clip of the same paragraph and listen to the professional. Compare the two. What's different? The rhythm? The vowel sounds? Then record yourself again trying to close that gap.
It's the ultimate way to track your progress. Save a recording from today and compare it to one in 3 months. You will be amazed at the difference, and that motivation is priceless.
Wow, Sarah, we've covered so much ground today, from thinking in English to shadowing, speaking aloud, and using tech. What's your one biggest takeaway for our listeners who are ready to start this solo journey?
My biggest piece of advice is to be kind to yourself. You will feel silly. You will make mistakes. That is not failure. That is the process of learning. Embrace it. The goal is progress, not perfection. Consistency is your best friend. 10 minutes every day is far better than 1 hour once a month.
Perfectly said. You have everything you need to be your own best speaking partner. Your dedication is the only ingredient that matters.
So pick one technique from today that excites you and try it for just 5 minutes. Start that conversation with yourself. You've got this.
Thank you so much for listening to the Solo English Mastery Podcast. If you found this helpful, please share it with a friend who might need it.
Until next time, keep practicing and keep believing in yourself. Bye for now.
Goodbye.